Alright, so I just had lunch and went for a walk and wanted to share something with you. I want to share something with you that I remind myself of myself. It's kind of like a quote that I carry with me, actually a set of quotes. I'm just gonna share one with you today. I have them in my wallet. You actually can see the other ones here. I just pulled out the one that I want to talk about. It's the Ace. The things I have in the set of cards. So this is like an ace as in the cards. I have ace until king in my wallet. They represent presuppositions from NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. And I have them in my wallet because sometimes I need to remind myself of them. And that has actually helped me a lot in the last 8 months since I started using them. And whenever I had a bad situation and I didn't really know what to do, or maybe I did know what to do but wasn't able to do it, I pulled out the cards and read as many as I needed to read. And of course I already understood the concept, so just the phrase that is on here will not bring you too much if you don't know what it actually stands for. So that's what I want to explain to you right now. And just as a background information, I got these from the book, well, it's a Portuguese book, O Mágico que não acreditava em magia, The Magician Who Didn't Believe in Magic. I don't think it's translated, and it tells a story about just an average person transforming through getting to know these presuppositions of NLP. So on the Ace, the first card, what we have is O mapa não é o território. The map is not the territory. You might have heard that before, and if you have, great. Then you probably kind of know already what it stands for. So when we have a map, what is it actually? A map is a representation of the world. So let's say you take a map from your city, so it's a representation of your city. And in that representation, you can have different representations. You can have, if you go to Google Maps, for example, you can have satellite images. You can have just the streets. You can have a combination. You can have all sorts of different things. You can have maps that are political and whatever. So the map is a representation of the reality of a city, of a territory. So what we say, what we mean when we say the map is not the territory, is that the map is a representation of the territory, but it is not the territory. The territory is always different. It's always more complex. It has much more details and is more nuanced. And the map is not the territory is a presupposition that tells us and reminds us that what we see of the world is not the world. It is a representation of the world, because we ourselves influence what we see. So we pick the criteria, the kind of map that we need to see or want to see, and that's what we see. And you can think, for example, of when you're sad and you walk through the city, you don't notice all the happy things that are happening, or the funny things, or whatever. You notice more the things that are aligned with how you're feeling, with your mood. So that's a representation of the world. But if you were to just relive that moment with a happy mood, you would see very different things. So you would represent the world differently. And this quote has helped me whenever I felt treated. Well, one particular case was that I was felt treated unfairly, and that people didn't listen to me and didn't care about me. So when I read the quote, I reminded myself of, that's how I see the world, And that's probably also how I interact with the world. So I interact in a way from thinking that people are not interested in me, that they don't care about me. And when I changed that thinking and actually engaged in a way that was more neutral, everything changed. And of course, every now and then I reminded myself again of that quote. That's why I carry it in my wallet. But it did have a great impact on how I experienced and interacted with the world. So I just wanted to give you this piece of information, and feel free to also write yourself a reminder. Hope you liked it, and see you, I don't know when, but I will talk about the other cards on the deck as well in the future. Thank you.